Good morning, our dear guests, honorable participants. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Hope you all have a good time while staying in Dubai. Okay, on this second session, I'll start with a brief context so all of you could have an idea what we're going to discuss today. So more than a decade ago, the West Kalimantan Provincial Government, Indonesia, has formulated regional policies, strategies, and action plans, as well as implemented various programs and activities to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, preventing deforestation and forest degradation, and sustainable land-based business management. But these efforts will be even better if provincial government receive support from other parties and from various sectors. So this session, we will explore the approach to support provincial government in order to achieve zero emissions in the forestry sector. So to lead the session, I kindly invite our moderator. He's the expert in forest management science from Tanjung Pura University. Please welcome Professor Gusti Hardiansyah.
Thank you. Thank you, Master Ceremony. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Perkenalkan, saya Gusti Hardiansyah. My name is Gusti Hardiansyah, Professor from University of Tanjung Pura. Today, I'm going to lead as a moderator this session. Here, we are at COP28. We hear many discussion on how to come with solution to the challenges faced in addressing climate change. And this session will do the same. We'll share and discuss in particular West Kalimantan challenges and what role can we play in providing solution that may become inspiration to others, especially subnational governments. We will first hear a message from our governor and acting governor, Dr. Harrison, from West Kalimantan. And then we will presentation from distinguished speakers. Let me call first Ms. Yeni Sharif from West Kalimantan, Environmental and Forestry Agency. Please step in front. And then Mr. Wandoyo Siswanto from GIZ. Please. And then Mr. Kerry Tikaolu from PT Kandalia Alam, private company. The last but not least is Professor Dadan Daihani Umar from the Defense University of the Republic Indonesia. Please, sir. Make a big applause to all our distinguished speakers. The acting governor cannot be present here with us due to conflicting schedule. Thus, he's sending us his message in a video. So please, we will hear and show the video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang dan salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Saya Dr. Harrison MKes, penjabat Gubernur Provinsi Kalimantan Barat. Visi pembangunan Provinsi Kalimantan Barat adalah terwujudnya kesejahteraan masyarakat Kalimantan Barat melalui percepatan pembangunan infrastruktur dan perbaikan tata kelola pemerintahan. Fokus pada misi lingkungan hidup dan kehutanan, Provinsi Kalimantan Barat adalah berupaya secara optimal melalui perwujudan pengelolaan lingkungan hidup dan pembangunan kehutanan yang berkelanjutan dan berkeadilan, serta berupaya meningkatkan kesejahteraan masyarakat Provinsi Kalimantan Barat. Terdapat beberapa strategi utama penyelenggaraan pengelolaan lingkungan hidup dan pembangunan kehutanan di Provinsi Kalimantan Barat yang antara lain: 1. Meningkatnya konservasi sumber daya alam dan ekosistem serta keanekaragaman hayati. 2. Meningkatnya mitigasi dampak perubahan iklim. Ketiga, meningkatnya pengelolaan dan pemanfaatan hutan secara lestari. Dalam upaya menghadapi perubahan iklim, khususnya dari pengelolaan lingkungan hidup dan kehutanan, komitmen pemerintah Provinsi Kalimantan Barat telah diwujudkan dalam penguatan kerangka regulasi dan kebijakan serta pelaksanaan program dan kegiatan, diantaranya penyusunan dokumen strategi rencana aksi penurunan emisi dari deforestasi dan degradasi hutan. Melalui Peraturan Daerah Nomor 6 Tahun 2008 tentang pengelolaan usaha berbasis lahan berkelanjutan, serta mendukung pencapaian nationally determined contribution di tingkat nasional. Dalam rangka mendukung Indonesia Forestry and Other Land Use Net Sink 2030, pemerintah Provinsi Kalimantan Barat juga telah menyusun dokumen rencana kerja FOLU Net Sink 2030.
Okay, that is the introduction for message video from our governor. And now we go to the next presentation that will be delivered by Miss Yeni. Please, Ibu Yeni.
Thank you, Prof. Gusti. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable speakers and participants of this meeting. First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah, praise to be to Allah because of His blessings and kindness. We can meet today in this meeting. And allow me to substitute my head office because unfortunately he can attend this meeting and to present about the role of the West Kalimantan Provincial Government to support FOLU Net Sink 2030 and NDC targets. And I also want to say thank you to the Ministry of Environment and Forestry because giving West Kalimantan Province a full session today to show our commitment, our efforts, our challenges, and our strategies to support the FOLU Net Sink and NDC targets. Okay, maybe I just go to the slide with vision and mission. That we heard before that our acting governor said that our vision is to achieve community welfare through an acceleration of infrastructure development and implementation of good governance. And to achieve these visions, there are 6 missions. And the mission that related to environment and forestry sector is number 4, to realize community welfare, and number 6, to realize the sustainable development. And the indicator to know how can we achieve the vision is by the economic growth and also the environment index quality. Next slide, please. Okay, I also want to tell you about West Kalimantan. West Kalimantan is a big area in Indonesia and the second biggest province in Indonesia with the area about 14.7 million hectares. And the economic growth now is about 5.07 in 2022. And also about the GDP, we are still depending on land-based sector, especially on forestry, agriculture, and fisheries. And also, West Kalimantan have 26.9% of its area is protected and conservation area for forest. Now, for emission contribution, FOLU sector is still the #1 dominant factor, especially in forestry and peatland. Next slide, please. When we talk about FOLU sector data, I can say that now forest cover in West Kalimantan is about 5.5 million hectares, and Kalimantan is the 5th province in terms of largest natural forest cover in Indonesia. And also we have a significant biodiversity and mangrove forest, peatland, and also contains of almost 43% of the tropical forest carbon stock in Indonesia. And the rate of deforestation is now about 69,000 hectares per year, and forest degradation is about 11,000 hectares per year. Okay. We can move to next presentation. And about the FOLU Net Sink and also the reduction in emission from deforestation and forest degradation. Since 2012, Governor of West Kalimantan has been created and strengthened regional policies and regulation and implementing programs and activities to reduce GHG emission. And we also have decided the target to reduce emission for 60% by 2030. And in FOLU Net Sink, we have developed a document for action plan in FOLU Net Sink in subnational, and there are 12 operational plans to be implemented in 7.6 million hectares. And also, if we talk about the GHG emission from the FOLU Net Sink, we can say that we can contribute about 12% of national contribution assumption, 4.23 tons CO2 equivalent per capita. Okay, next. This is what we want to say about what have we done from 2012 until now. So since 2012, we developed REDD+ task force, and from that, we continue to develop some of the documents, strategies, policies, regulation about the REDD+, how to reduce emission reduction, and with what my acting governor said that we develop strategic and action plan of REDD in 2013, and also we have a FREL document, Forest Reference Emission Level document in 2016, and now we also enhancing our make a new version of forest reference emission level in 2016, and we also have a monitoring report about the emission. And talking about the regulation, we have developed number 6 regional regulation number 6 2018 that we mandate the concession to allocate 7% of their concession to be a conservation area, and we still continue to implement that until now. And realize that we need a fund to achieve the target. Now, from 2019, we try to propose concept note to Green Climate Fund, and Alhamdulillah, they accept our concept note, and now we are still continue to develop a proposal until 2030. Hope in the end of this year, or maybe the beginning of the 2024, we can submit the proposal to the Green Climate Fund Secretariat. Next. Although we have done all the efforts, strategies, and try to achieve the target, but still, in the based on subnational allocated baseline, West Kalimantan still no emission reduction performance. The calculation is to 2013 until 2017. So this is why that we have to increase our efforts, maybe evaluate our strategies, and also try to collaborate with more parties, more sectors to together achieve the emission reduction. Next. This is what we want to say about our challenges in West Kalimantan. There are 7 challenges. First is socio-political economic disruption at the regional and national levels that can affect emission reduction commitment by 60%. And then disharmonized regulation and insufficient institutional capacity, and also inadequate funding to finance mitigation and adaptation action at the jurisdictional and field level. And the other challenges in insufficient capacity of provinces to access funding source from international, private sector, or carbon exchange, etc. The role of the private sector in reducing deforestation is still not optimal. That's why there are Candelia here to show you how we can also collaborate with the private sector. And also multi-business forestry and sustainable forest and land management are still difficult to implement at the state level because there are no clear incentives. Okay. And this is, I think, what we can say about the role of provincial government and what will be next. Will we next done? No, before? Yeah. First, our role is facilitating the improvement of coordination and engagement of key stakeholders, government, private companies, NGOs, universities, media, and communities at provincial, district, and field levels to detail current condition and develop concrete action plans. The second, how we can align initiatives implemented at the field level with West Kalimantan's GHG emission reduction policy. And the third is to harmonize provincial, district, and location regulation to strengthen mitigation action at the field level. And the fourth, facilitating and supervising stakeholders in strengthening mitigation and adaptation action at the site level. And the last is strengthening knowledge management at the university level to support the implementation of FOLU Net Sink 2030. And I also want to add a little bit, Prof. Gusti, I forgot to say that when we propose our concept note, there are many help from GIZ. And maybe after that, GIZ will be explain about that. Thank you about the time, and I give it back to you.
Thank you, Bu Yani. Please give applause to Bu Yani. Yeah, I think that's the brief information from West Kalimantan Province. Now we go to the second distinguished speaker, Pak Wandoyo. Your time, please, Pak.
Hello. Okay, thank you very much, Pak Professor Gusti. Excellencies, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen. This time it is me in representing GIZ for West Kalimantan would like to present the experience. I think this is still ongoing experience about the activities that we prepared here in West Kalimantan. It is the GCF proposal, yeah, the proposal, And first of all, I would like to, well, let you know about what is GIZ and who is GIZ. GIZ is a German corporation who is implementing all German cooperation all over the world. One of it is also in Indonesia and in West Kalimantan. In West Kalimantan, we start the support in West Kalimantan starting in 2019. Actually, it is back after the Bali COP. After the Bali COP, there's two international cooperation that emerged that time. One is from UK and one is from Germany. And the Germans form in a kind of project. The cooperation project. There are two kind. One first is technical cooperations. It's implementing by GIZ, and the second is financial cooperation implementing by KfW. So we are continue from 2009, yeah, and 2012 we have the project. Then until now, we are transforming from supporting the provincial government in forest governance, sustainable forest management, and also capacity development, now transform into supporting the West Kalimantan government to propose or to form a proposal for the GGF. It is a call proposal, yeah. It is a call proposal that proposed by the provincial government through the NDA, and the NDA married the province, West Kalimantan Province, with the GIZ as accredited entity. Because GIZ is a medium as accredited entity, they are for the medium project. So after the merit, we try to get the support from both national government and also provincial government. And then what is lesson learned? The lesson learned is why we start with jurisdictional approach. Because this is the one and only jurisdictional approach in Indonesia that we will count all of the province, not only part of the project or the project area, but also all of the province, and there will be a jurisdictional approach. And then also what we may learn later on, it is a funding mechanism. The funding mechanism, how is the funding from the international can be touched down to the ground at the community level. So it is also, there are many lessons learned that will be implemented in that. The other thing, it is also robust monitoring system. It is essential at the sub-national level because there are many projects, many activities, many cooperations at the site level, but not coordinated nicely by the province government, and also the project is, some of it is also come directly from the national. So some activities cannot be cannot be integrated to other activities, but similar activities in different areas. Whenever we have this project, hopefully later on we can coordinate all of the activities of the project in achieving the target of the province and also in supporting the national level target. Other thing, it is multi-stakeholder platform. The multi-stakeholder is not only the project activities, but also the community. That later on the example on how the partnership, community partnership will be shown by Candelia, because this is the key. How the people involved in mitigation and also adaptation, not only the project. Because if it is the project, the project will end, and all activities will also end. So this is the other problem. And why GIZ choose West Kalimantan? Because beside that, we are already worked there since 2009. 2009 and start the project in 2019. And West Kalimantan is one of the province that's already prepared all of the document, all of the policy at the province level, who support the mitigation and adaptation of the climate change. So what is the project idea? So the project idea is in 2019 we announced the call of proposal for Green Climate Fund. So 2019 there's a starting kind of call of proposal. So it is different from those of RBPs. The RBPs is the activities that already taken, already conducted in the province, and then counted by the national. Then we got the RBPs. But this one is different. This is start from the scratch. Start from the scratch. The activities is we compose the activities and also with the readiness that already achieved by West Kalimantan Province. Then we try to submit the proposal. Then it is from 2019 and now 2023 is 4 years long, 4 years long. We almost finished with the proposal and also feasibility study that will be submitted soon, maybe this month to the GCF for the announcement of the project, later on. So the key message is West Kalimantan concept note was proposed based on call proposal with the NDA. Other thing is proposed under the program of project funding. The project funding is funding the project from the GCF, and then West Kalimantan it is also selected by the NDA Indonesia because of the proposal, the concept note that previously mentioned by Yeni. Then we start to send it there. Okay, the international funding implemented through GIZ as accredited entity. Because GIZ is not only later on become accredited entity, but also implementing entity. Other thing is the project outcomes. There will be three main. One is institutional and regulatory frameworks. The second is the vulnerable local communities climate resilience. So climate resilience, and then we hope that later on, it's not us, not the government, not the company, but the people. So the people will also do the mitigate and also adapt to the climate change. And then management, protection, and rehabilitation, including the forest and also the peatland ecosystem. There's three components. The three components you may later on also learn or read from the presentation. First is the institutional regulatory framework. It is first is about the safeguard, strengthen the institutional framework. The second is the land use plan, how to have the West Kalimantan in a province level have the land use plan that not only thinking about the forest or forest land, but also beyond that. Component 2, it is about the local communities, traditional and local communities that also will be later on. We can also learn from Candelia how they implement the activities. And then the third component is about the management, protection, rehabilitation on the forest and peatland ecosystem. So this is the stakeholder collaboration. Yeah, stakeholder collaboration is strong and the support. The second is built on the previous experience and collaboration, because we have quite long experience in West Kalimantan and also in other provinces, and we bring it to support the activities in West Kalimantan. And then it is the project design at a glance, is the project, what is project objective, and then the location, the window is climate mitigation, adaptation, enabling condition. So hopefully after the project, other West Kalimantan can also implement and continue this, because this is not the not only the project with the project time period. So the mitigation impacts you can also later on read from the presentation. The most important is the key challenge. First is the political commitment. So what we need is there's quite strong political commitment, not only at the province level, but also at the national level. So the national level, how the national level can also make this possible, and then inline it. That's not right now not truly reflected at the regional. So what the regional wants to do this, but the problem is that the national national policies not allowed to do this. The extent of, the second is about the funding. Yeah, mitigation and adaptation activities on the ground is lack of funding. And then, for example, for the FOLU Net Sink activities, activities at the province level, the problem is that how to get the fund from the national and the local and the subnational and the local. So other thing is no robust system existed at the province level to aggregate the achievement. That is also related to the different project implemented at the province level, the difference, and then how they could also communicate among the project, among the implementation from different agencies. The thing it is about the project interest not fully aligned with the greenhouse gas emission reduction policies at the jurisdiction level. As such, funding sources not equally distributed. So this is the target, and this is the funding available. So there's a kind of it's the difference. What we will do and what we are going to do, and the funding available. Not only funding, but also expertise. Other thing, it is the existing multi-stakeholder forum platforms are facing challenge, the authority barriers, because the forum, because they are not they are forum, they are not institutional. So there's some conflicting, yeah. Sometimes it's conflicting with the target of the institutions. Other is still private sector involvement is lacking. Hopefully later on with this project, the private sectors can also do and have significant roles in doing mitigation and adapting the climate change. Of course, this is also need policy not only at the national level but also at the subnational level, and how to implement together. So I think that's all. There are still some challenges that we need to overcome later on. But the problem is that the willingness of us to work together is the more important above all that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get a big applause for Mandoyo. I know you have some question, but please hold on. We'll finish the third speaker. Please, Mr. Kerry.
Morning, everyone. First of all, thank you, Bu Yeni, for compliment Pavilion for complimenting Candelaria Alam as a private sector. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be among such esteemed experts. As most junior member here, still on a learning curve, I'm eager to offer my evolving perspective. So I'm speaking on behalf of Candelaria Alam, which is a project that we run together with a group of enthusiasts. But before I start, I just wanted to share my own personal experience on this journey, which I think mirrors the whole society shift. Initially, I was just a casual observer in the realm of sustainability and environment. Not quite a skeptic, but not a firm believer. But however, becoming passionate about the role of Indonesia's mangrove have been really enlightening, which I hope I can share that perspective with all of you here today. And this narrative, I believe, is what resonates with many of us here. We want to know more where we can go together and what we can do together. And I understand that the importance of this movement is well known to this audience knowledgeable here, so that I won't bore you with a lot of technical details, but I would rather maybe share you some of our first-hand experiences as a private sector enabler with Candelaria Alam, and thanks to the support from the government and NGOs, and how we actually collaborate into making this happen. Because like what is mentioned before, this is a collective effort. We have to do this together. So I think to start, I'm gonna share a little bit of what is our pragmatic and practical approach. And to begin with, maybe we wanna share a 2-minute video about our mangrove forests in West Kalimantan before I further explain why mangrove is a critical part of this.
Selamat datang di pesisir bentangan hutan bakau pada garis khatulistiwa. Hamparan luas paru-paru bumi yang menjadi sumber kehidupan bagi kita semua. Bersama kalian, kami terus berusaha dalam menciptakan sinergi dengan semangat kolaboratif. Memberi semangat menuju arah yang lebih baik. Melalui aksi nyata, kami telah menjalankan misi ini untuk mereka yang menggapai harapan di hutan bakau Candelaria Alam. Namun, ini bukan hanya sekedar gagasan tentang menjaga dan melindungi, tetapi upaya bersama dalam membangun masa depan yang berkelanjutan, memberi kami kesempatan untuk melestarikan warisan alam. Berperan aktif menciptakan harmoni dan memberi perubahan yang menjadi manfaat bagi masyarakat. Meskipun tantangan di depan menanti, kami terus merakit tekad dengan sepenuh hati. Bermitra bersama masyarakat dalam mengoptimalkan potensi sumber daya alam sebagai pendorong kualitas hidup yang lebih baik. Kami percaya bahwa kita adalah bagian dari gerakan untuk merawat hutan bakau dan keanekaragaman hayati di dalamnya. Menanam kembali pohon bakau untuk memupuk ruang tumbuh yang syarat akan kebaikan. Mewujudkan Indonesia sebagai pusat penyerapan jejak karbon dunia. Mari berkolaborasi dalam menciptakan kelestarian ekosistem hutan bakau untuk bumi, juga rumah kita. Sekarang.
Okay, so thank you. So the three things, hello? Yeah. The three things I want to highlight from that video is our sustainability, our biodiversity, and most importantly, our people, the community, right? These are the three factors that we are focused on. And to give you a bigger picture, we as Indonesia, we believe that we should play a pivotal role in this green movement. And mangroves being the number one, Indonesia have the biggest mangrove in the world. We are number one in the world, so we have to highlight this part. So let me go through over our slide to tell you what are the advantages of mangroves. So Candelia Alam is an 18,000 hectare in West Kalimantan. It has multi-ethnicity, multi-religion that work cohesively together. And there are 5 factors why mangroves are important. Number 1, mangrove is a very crucial carbon sink. And the easiest way to understand this is that when you want to remove carbon dioxide, the easiest way is to plant more trees. And the trees and the leaves through photosynthesis will absorb more carbon dioxide. Now, mangroves as a saltwater plant, relative to other dryland leaves, when the leaves at dryland, they fall to the ground and they decompose, they release some of the carbon back to the atmosphere. So, comparison to mangrove, we capture the carbon on the roots under the water of the mangroves. So the carbon storage quality is definitely higher based on that fact. And number 2, mangroves act as a coastal defense against impact of climate change. So by nature, it's a saltwater plant. And because of the behavior, they thrive on coastal lines where it acts as a natural barriers to potential strong waves or tsunami. So the bioeconomic reasons there is clear. So number 3, the unique germination process of its environment. And number 4, which is very clear in Candelia, is a habitat to diverse biodiversity. So what does that mean? Mangroves have roots deep under the water, where a lot of school of fish likes to nest and likes to breed, and a lot of mud crabs like to be there. And in return, that means a lot of the bigger fish likes to find food in these areas, which actually enables our fishermen in the area actually catch a lot more fish. So mangrove as an ecosystem plays a really important role in making sure that everybody benefits from it. And last but not least, mangroves nurture prosperity in economies and societies, like I mentioned from previous point. So next slide, please. So the importance, why we always involve community. So the way we approach our community is a bottom-up. We try to have a conversation with them. We ask them what is it that is needed and what is the most direct help that we can give them, right? Number 1, we want to promote social cohesion and empowerment. Number 2, local knowledge and traditional practice to enhance the efficacy of the strategy, fostering sense of ownership and responsibility. Now, number 3 is very important because a lot of this project will only happen if everybody involved believes in it. You know, there's no separation between the two. The forest, the community, and us as a private sector and the government, we all have to contribute in many ways to make this happen. And the local communities has to be closely attuned to environmental changes. And they, as the local community, they have to see the immediate positive impact by us being there, or they won't believe it. So we have to act according to what we know that will be best for the community too. And number 5 is the catalyst for stable source of livelihood. So in this last point, I wanna share a story on one of our fishermen that catches crabs. So when they catch the mud crabs, they catch every size of mud crabs. They catch the small baby mud crabs. They also catch the bigger ones, and these are all different values. So what we did with our community is that we introduced them what we call the crab balls. It's the shape of a ball where these fishermen could separate the smaller crabs inside these balls, because if they weren't separated, most of the time they will attack each other crabs when they were accumulated together, and they won't grow. Before they grew to a certain size, they would end up pretty much attacking each other. So this segregation through our crab ball actually enable the same fisherman that catches the mud crab on a monthly basis to earn, per se, I think around $40. Through this advancement, they actually now earn 7 times more, to around 250 to 300 USD. Same catches, same time, same days, just through different application. So these are what we think the most practical way we could educate people, right? Immediately, we want to enhance their daily life. Make it clear, make it easy, make it apparent that we are here for good. And that's the message that we want to do. And let's go next. So the lessons that we all here learn at Candelaria Alam, that empowering communities are crucial. Community-centric mangrove management is an economic interdependence, and why we love mangrove, because mangrove, like we mentioned earlier, enables us to teach people to thrive from non-timber products. Previously, because of the lack of awareness, lack of information, most of the community only understand that the livelihood is by cutting trees. The biggest threat would be cutting trees, illegal logging, and mangrove serves as the best ecosystem to teach them that there's a lot more. There's a lot more value that can be found than just focusing on timber products. And that's what we're trying to do here. We play an important role to teach them there are many non-timber forest products. So at Candelaria Alam, to close this thoughts, is that we want to be an example from West Kalimantan as a private sector. Hopefully, we could be an example that conservation and restoration effort is a commitment. A lot of people say that private sector should invest. But I want to close that everybody here should not just invest, but should also commit. It's a commitment. And a lot of this is because nature is not perfect, and we have to commit to fulfill this movement. And I want to quote from a speaker I listened yesterday on another panel, is that whenever we do this, we have to be careful, especially with the community, because the trust level on this community is very fragile. If we want to invest and we want to commit, we don't want to come in and then stop in the middle of it because the world changed. Imagine what happened to these people that comes along and trusts that you will make their livelihood better. And then suddenly we pull it under the rug and we stop doing what we promised them. There's only so much chance that we can make a change and have them trust us, because once we stop doing this, and the fishermen, the people involved, the indigenous people, the community, we lie to them, we don't commit. The next person that wants to make a change will be impossible to make this change. So it's important to understand that if you want to invest, you invest, but this is not just an investment, it's a commitment. So we are thankful for the support that the provincial government is giving us, and the national government and NGOs. We hope this collaboration continues, because we need your commitment to us too, that we want to do this and make this a better place. Right? Okay, so that's all from me.
Thank you. Like applause for Teru. I think this is what we see in the banner. You see, action build hope, action build trust, and action build action. Thank you, Teru. Next, we are the last speakers from Professor Dana Umar. Please.
Hello. Yeah, yeah. Can I have some pointers directly? Thank you very much. Good morning. Yeah, already. Thank you very much. It is very honor for me to be here. It is in the precious and the beautiful day, so we aware to maintain our planet. Okay. So I'm come from National Resilience Institute. One of the key strategic issues in how to strengthening the national resilience, it is to keep our planet and to decrease or to maintain the climate. The implementation of fundamental national consensus in managing natural resources of climate resilience, it is our topic. And yes, I would like to answer directly to my friend the commitment. Commitment is very important. So the first I would like to say to all of you that Indonesia is very committed with this climate change and also the environment. Second, we would like also to reminding, for instance, the challenge of and then the national strategic in line with the West Kalimantan, etc. Before we are going about speaking about the topic, the climate change, for those who knows Indonesia, I would like to remind that Indonesia is one of the biggest archipelagic country. We have an island is more than 17,000 island, and also the population is big population. And it is Kalimantan, it is of course West Kalimantan, is it located in the West Kalimantan. It's one of the biggest also province in the Kalimantan. And the Kalimantan has important role to the potential for controlling the climate, but also will be impacted by the climate change if it is. I would like to show you to those on Indonesian that Indonesia is very multi-ethnic country, around 931 ethnic groups there, and also around 731 the different dialect. For instance, if the Kalimantanese speak with Kalimantan languages, maybe I am not understand very much because I'm coming from the West Java, Sundanese, etc. But the most important thing is here. This is a beautiful Dayak tribe from West Kalimantan. And also, cheerfulness and happiness was expressed from daily life in West Kalimantan. So the question is, can we keep this beautiful country if we are not aware with the climate change, etc.? So climate change or the rise of our temperature, it is due to our bad behavior, bad habit. We exploit natural resources without seeing the futures. So the result is the disasters. And then the impact of the climate change, of course, natural disasters, and also the crisis, food crisis, natural resources crisis, etc. And I want to say in Indonesia there is a song. In Bahasa we said, Anda yang memulai, Anda yang mengakhiri. If I try to translate it is, you are the one who start, so you are one who should finish our bad behavior. This is our commitment, because we realize we have to keep our planet at Indonesia since the Paris Agreement. Bapak Presiden, Mr. Jokowi it is committed. We have to work together to maintain and to control the climate, the rising temperature. So the Indonesia is, of course, has ratified the Paris Agreement, and today we launch also what we call the LCCP scenario. low carbon compatible with Paris Agreement. Here, for instance, our mitigation roadmap, and we can we have the documents complete in national policy, from the emission reduction, establishment of plantation forests, sustainable forest management, forest rehabilitation, also peatland management. That's one of the projects in West Kalimantan. What is our challenge? It is we would like to remind, firstly, don't use the fuel energy so much. It means reducing fossil energy use. In the big city, such as in Jakarta and a lot of cities, it is very traffic jam, and this use the fossil energy for nothing. And another, we have also to remaining the maintaining nature conservation, and also we have to controlling electricity usage. This will be raise also the temperatures, and then of course controlling waste. A lot of region has, last day we speak when we discuss about the impact of the waste plastic, etc. But it is very good because we are now can recycling, for instance, with the principle of economic circular, etc. So what is the significant effort? In our national policy, we called what we said RIIRR. Reduce, increase, increase, reduce, and the last but not least, it is very important, is law enforcement. Because sometimes our program, our effort, it is not success because we are not implement the law enforcement correctly. So the first reduce, we have to reduce emission from deforestation, deforestation and forest degradation. But we have to increase the carbon sequestration capacity, etc. We have also to increase the carbon sequestration in land system by maintaining the use of unproductive or low, etc. But we have to reduce also the emission from fires, peat, etc. And last but not least, as I said, it is law enforcement. It is very important because sometimes we cannot control our bad behavior without law enforcement. We believe, I think for the conclusion, to control, to maintain, or to save our Earth, our planet, we cannot do alone. So we have to work together. Togetherness can save the world. Hand in hand, here, I think hand in hand between all of the people in the planet, we have worked together. Related with the Kalimantan, I think it is in line with our policy in the national policy. As I said before, as mentioned with all of the speakers, West Kalimantan is very rich in forest area, around 57% of the total area of West Kalimantan. But also, in another hand, it will be impacted if we are not aware to conserve our forest, etc. So West Kalimantan is a very important role in reducing the rise in temperatures, but also if we are not keeping all of the behaviors, it will be potentially damage for the Kalimantan. So I think in Kalimantan we implement 12 regional work plan for West. I think it is, to confirm, firstly, prevention of deforestation on mineral land. Secondly, prevention of deforestation on peatland. Prevention of concession deforestation, development of plantation forests, enhanced natural regeneration, application of reduced impact of lodging carbon, and also increasing carbon stock by rotation, increasing non-rotational, peat water management, also last but not least, mangrove management as presented by my friend from Candelia. Okay, this policy hopefully will to contribute and in line with the national policy. Last but not least, moving toward our futures, it is our strategic. Briefly, We have 7 strategy in national level for achieving net sink in 2030. Firstly, forest area settlement, social forestry, multi-business of forestry scheme, forestry planning, termination, new business issuance of primary forest and peatland, development of the Environment Fund Service Agency. It is funding, it is very important. And last but not least is strengthening supervision and law enforcement. Again, law enforcement, it is very important to control our all activities. Last presentation, let's save the world for a better life in the future. Thank you very much for kind attention.
Thank you. We have already listened all the speakers done. Now I would like to open, maybe we have like around like 3 minutes here. 2 question. Okay, one more. Okay, both, please.
Which one first?
Sorry.
Mention your name, yeah?
Okay, my name is Maobuye Nangeobu. I'm from Nigeria. I'm very much interested in what the young man there talked about. I'm from the part of Nigeria that is full of mangroves, the Niger Delta. And all of the greenhouse gas emissions that come from Nigeria is from where I come from. And we're full of mangroves. So I like the technology you deployed. I like your style. I don't know, maybe I'm very much interested in what you said. So probably how to replicate that back home where I come from. So I'd like to say kudos and thumbs up to what you guys do. And I think it's something we can also exchange. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, maybe the next second question. Second question more. Yeah, Ibu, silakan.
Thank you very much. I'm very knowledgeable about what you have been presented. I'm Muna from Sudan,
Your
University
name,
of Khartoum.
Your name?
Muna, yes. I'm just having several questions for some of you. Concerning degradation, what are the root causes these people are degrading this forest? And how do you address this for people in converting, not of cutting trees? Is there any sort of incentives you are providing these people to convert, not from cutting trees for certain purposes? The other thing is the GIZ, the German working with you in protecting forests. I just want to know, they've been involved as accrediting entity, but now they also being involved as implementing. What is the role? Are they sort of training your people, or are they true implementer? And these people living in the forest, do they own this forest, or is it government ownership? The other thing is about the rest of the country. If you are this forest you are protecting as carbon sink, what about the rest of the country? Because you are also you have this NDC commitment in reducing greenhouse gases for the whole country. The mangrove, we also have a mangrove in the Red Sea, but a lot of degradation because browsing, we have browsing camels. I also want to know about the trees itself. It has also useful products you can. The last thing is about involving private sectors because you have to offer some sort of bankable projects so that you can really involve them in partners.
That is for, okay, first question.
Maybe I'll ask a bit. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Maybe I'll answer 2 points and then I'll pass on. to the gentleman over there, we thank you for the compliment, and we'd be happy to introduce to you what are the things that we're doing. But the underlying is, first of all, you have to preserve the mangrove forest first and add more trees by continue to plant. So that's the basis. And everything else comes from the ecosystem that relates to your question, madam. So how do you incentivize the people to stop cutting trees? Very simple. You just have to show them that their lives would be better if they stop cutting trees by showing the other ways they could earn money. For example, previously in our Kendala Alam, women were cutting trees so that they could sell the trees for fire. Now we ask them to stop the trees and fish more fish, and we also provide like a cook stove, right? Like a hot stove thing, where they could actually produce more non-timber products, like I mentioned, by you enabling them catching more crabs, cultivating the crabs, and they could actually earn a lot more. So that is the only way you could show them that there is a better life, right? You have to enable them, teach them that there are better ways than just cutting trees. Sorry? Oh, for the energy, right? So again, in our area, we slowly provide other incentive, like they were throwing trashes everywhere. They were littering. So we educate them that if you actually just collect everything in one area, and then we change that into a fertilizer and we decompose it, we could actually incentivize them. And that compost becomes a fertilizer for our future planting for our mangroves that goes into nurseries. So at the end of the day, it's all a loop, right? And that, at the end of the day, when they earn more money, they could actually have a better livelihood. So I think I'll answer those 2 points before I go about the governance role, about the forest and everything.
Ibu Yeni, please. Bu Yeni group. Second.
Okay, thank you, Madam, for the question. And we realize that our community is still more depend on cutting forests. So now we try to shifting their dependency from timber forest to non-timber forest. Now in West Kalimantan, there is a center of non-timber forest product. There there are how to increase the market for the community. So open the access for them to sell their product by the gallery, non-timber forest product gallery. And what Pak Wandoyo said, from our proposal to Green Climate Fund, there are some activities that we focus on the community that want to conserve their forests. Yeah. Okay, maybe Pak Wandoyo can.
Pak Wandoyo mau nambah, sila monggo.
Okay, thank you. Just would like to add that how the people needs could not be neglected. So I think there's what we need to know is about their needs, not only money, not only material, but socially also and environmentally. So we will in our project later on, in the GCF project later on, we will alter that, and then let the community choose what they would like to in order to mitigate and also adapt to the climate change. And then cutting the timber is not prohibited, but it should be implemented under the scheme of sustainable forest management. So timber is still needed wherever. we still need the timber. So cutting the forest is increase their productivity also. Because if not being cut, the timber, the forest will not be produced. So it is that why it is important to implement the sustainable forest management. Other things about the accredited entity become the implementing entity. So the GIZ, as a part of the world community in the climate change and the GCF, they are one of the accredited entity for the medium and up management. Then, but GIZ also as an institution, they could also implement the project, the activities. That's why later on the project, in the form of project, GIZ will be part of the implementing entity. So it is not conflicting, actually. Yeah, not conflicting because this is seems the it is conflicting. Other thing is about the ownership. About the ownership is still the community is the owners the forest, and also local government or provincial government own the activities, the project. And that's the key is sustainability. The sustainability is the continuations of the activities that will be implemented by the province and also by the government, by the community. So I think we also cope with or in line with the NDC target and also the FOLU Net Sink or even NGE.
Okay, thank you. Sir Joe, before I conclude, I would like to ask also our professor here. Maybe you want to mention one?
Okay. Yes, just only one statement that we implement what we call the social forestry. So we encourage all of the society to participate. It is take the benefit, but also keep the forest. Social forestry, about 30%. Nowadays, it is not just only for the private sector, but also for the society. That will be, we have to take the benefit, but we keep our forest. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Now we come to the conclusion. As I wrote here, West Kalimantan has initiated the effort to address climate change for more than a decade. It is not easy, as we heard from our speakers, of the challenges faced, but we try to preserve. With a strong leadership and clear mission, as we heard from the acting governor, ambitious and consistent action plan by the government and tremendous support received from various stakeholders, NGOs especially, and then academia and private sectors. West Kalimantan continue to innovate and to coordinate, establishing policy, accessing international funding, and creating public-private platform to support in achieving our emission reduction target. I think that is the conclusion for today. Thank you for your participation, and please give applause to our distinguished speaker. Thank you.